Hey everyone, it's me again. So I didn't post yesterday, I just got really super busy and whatnot. So here I am posting again. Yay! This one is called A Post from Living Years Ago. I, a 30-year-old female, changed into a stepful wife, no longer happy with my marriage, but I think it's basically my fault. My husband, a 35-year-old male, and I have been together for 4 years. We have one young child together. I'm not happy in my marriage anymore, and I think it's mostly my fault. I changed a lot over the last few years, especially since becoming a mother, and my husband is the same guy he has always been. When we were dating, we were sexually adventurous, had threesomes and poly relationships, and basically lived a party life while maintaining respectable professional jobs. I love that my husband didn't judge me for being very sexually adventurous, as other men had, and he didn't expect me to have a traditional housewife role. He didn't care if I cooked or cleaned and was fine with having a messy house and eating a lot of takeout. But as I've gotten older and become a mother, I find myself strongly desiring a more traditional lifestyle. I don't have any interest in sex with other people outside a relationship, and I want our house to be clean and comfortable, and I want to eat healthy, nutritious food. My husband appreciates all the cooking and cleaning I do, but it's not important to him, and he doesn't help out. I'm growing more and more resentful that I can't motivate him to do basic cleaning tasks around the house. It's not like I enjoy cleaning either, but I really want to try to grow up in a nice home. I also had to stop drinking, using all recreational drugs when I got pregnant, and I never started again. My husband still, in my opinion, drinks to excess and occasionally likes to go out and take drugs with his friends. When he does this, I get very angry with him, and his response is that I have the freedom to take a night off from parenting and do the same if I choose to. I feel like we have really grown apart and have very little in common these days, outside of managing a shared household. I don't feel very close to him or emotionally connected. I don't look forward to spending time with him. When we have long periods of time together, like car rides, we don't talk anymore. We each put on headphones and listen to podcasts or audiobooks. In fact, sometimes we'll each independently put on the same podcast but listen to it separately. When I notice this, it seems symbolic of the rest of our lives. We are so separate these days. Our sex life is okay, our finances are in good order, and we get along very well with each other's families. We went to counseling about a year ago, and things improved marginally for a short time, but we ran out of things to talk about with the counselor, and the improvements disappeared quickly. What do? Do I stay in this marriage that I feel indifferent to? I miss feeling in love, but I don't want to tear my family apart. Update. 2 days later. I did not expect to be posting back so soon, especially because I didn't do anything. But I think my husband was also feeling the distance and tension between us. Today I snapped at him over a minor household issue, and he asked to be alone in our office for a while. While he was in there, he reorganized the entire office. A massive project, and took care of finally about a year's worth of paperwork that I piled up. He paid some bills that were my responsibility out of his personal account. We used a his, hers, our system of finances. And he balanced my retirement portfolio, a project I've been putting off for way too long because it stressed me out. Then he went out to pick up some dinner, and over dinner we talked about a family vacation we want to take together soon, which he offered to plan and pay for. As soon as he walked out of our house to pick up dinner, I broke down in tears. I think it was just the realization that he has his own way of showing showing he loves me. Sometimes I get so absorbed in my own thoughts and feelings and so burdened by the weight of my responsibilities that I don't even notice how much he does. Anyway, sorry this isn't a more dramatic update. I can see now that my husband and I need to work more on connecting with each other, but we are both still in it to win it. And even though he sucks at showing it sometimes, I know he loves me and is devoted to our family. And to everyone commenting me and sending me private messages telling me that I'm spoiled because I don't work, I have a demanding and successful full-time job. I work as many or more hours than my husband and am equal contributor to our finances. Shame on you for assuming that because I'm a woman. I don't work. So I'm glad that they were eventually able to work things out, but yeah, that reminds me a lot of my boyfriend. Sometimes me and my boyfriend, this reminds me sometimes of me and my boyfriend because sometimes I get so self-absorbed and whatnot that I forget how he showed me love. I mean, we women don't mean to, but yeah. This one's called My Girlfriend's Acting Obsessed with This Random Family She Just Met. I figured to ask for advice because this situation is really weird and I have no idea how to handle it. My girlfriend Maggie and I have been together for just 3 months. Our relationship still very new. Things have been going well aside from the problem. A few weeks ago, Maggie started a new job and quickly became friends with her new coworker, Joe. For the record, I have no problem with Maggie having male friends. I have female friends, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But Maggie and Joe seem unusually close after a very short amount of time. Like Maggie was telling that she was scoping out her coworkers to see who was all business and who she could joke around with and maybe become better friends with. She said it would be pretty easy though, because Joe was telling her who was cool, but Maggie barely knows Joe. So why does she trust him so much? Maggie and Joe were hanging out so much outside of work that I actually did feel a little weird about it. I did find out that aside from work, they usually hung out with Joe's wife and kids. Joe's wife and kids, which made Trina unlikely, but was still really weird. Most people, most people don't have near strangers hanging out with their little kids that much. Maggie's putting this. Maggie has been putting this family above other friends. Like when she waited on RSVPing to a friend's party till she could nail down other plans with Joe and his family. The plans with Joe's family were very vague and had been decided yet, but Maggie was willing to miss her friend's party if it was the only time Joe's family was available. I met with I met I met them for the first time and it was very bizarre. Maggie isn't a big fan of kids, but she was all over Joe's kids. She got down on the floor and crawled around with the baby. The other kid was very shy and didn't seem that comfortable with me. But she got very excited when she saw Maggie climb to Maggie's lap. So Maggie has obviously spent a lot of time with the family in the past few weeks. The older kids call Maggie Auntie. Maggie once told me she didn't like babysitting and always tries to get out of it, but apparently she has babysat for them and she refuses to take money for babysitting. This is just so out of character for her. They also made some jokes about Maggie coming to live in their basement, which was really weird in combination with everything else that's going on. Hopefully that was just a joke. For Thanksgiving, we decided to celebrate with our own families because we haven't been together that long. Joe and his family were able to travel far to meet their own family, so Maggie invited them to her parents' house. That's very kind, but it was a couple hours away and they all slept over, so it wasn't a casual trip. Some pictures taken, including a post one of Maggie and Joe's family with the older kid hugging Maggie's shoulder. Maggie made a comment about how she was glad her chosen family could come to Thanksgiving. It is beyond bizarre. She barely knows these people. She's been in a new job just under 2 months and somehow become absorbed to this random family. And this is so out of character. She told me once that she hates when people she doesn't know will insist on hugging her, or how cheaply some people say, I love you. But she's taking this up to 11. She's fretting right now because the oldest kid's birthday is coming. Maggie apparently needs to get that kid a birthday and a Christmas gift and Christmas gift for a baby too. The only gift I ever got a coworker's kid is when they had a baby shower at work. I don't even know how to bring this up. I know her friendships aren't really my business, but this is so strange it makes me uncomfortable. So I feel like I have to say something, but I don't even know what to say. Maggie cheating on me with Joe would actually make more sense of this. Any advice? This isn't normal, right? Final update 2 days later. As a quick summary, I thought something weird was going on with my girlfriend Maggie, who became quickly and extremely close to a new coworker Joe and his wife Kate. After just a couple weeks, she was trusting Joe with everything work related, babysitting their children for free and buying the gifts, having the kids call her auntie, putting this family above her other friends, inviting the family, Maggie's family, Thanksgiving, and referring to them as a chosen family. I thought that this whole thing was some kind of cover for an affair, or Maggie had attachment issues. I figured what was going on. I feel like a huge idiot. I went to see Maggie to ask for an explanation and figured if I didn't like what I heard, I'd break up with her because she was cheating or had an emotional issue I couldn't handle. I had the opportunity and saw the gifts Maggie got for Joe and Kate's kids. It seems so strange someone doesn't really like kids that much to go overboard for kids she just met. I asked Maggie why she gave kids such special treatment unless she doesn't really like kids that much. Maggie explained that she felt differently about these kids because she had been around to watch them grow and was close to Joe and Kate. So the kids are more like family to her, which means she treats them differently than other kids, and they're the exception to the rule. Maggie said she probably toned it down eventually, but since they were so young, she wanted to get them something really nice for Christmas. I wasn't really sure what to say next. It seemed so irrational, but then Maggie said that she used to exchange Christmas gifts with Joe and Kate too, but that they had all decided it was too much trouble and necessary. These days she usually bakes them something or gets them a nice bottle of wine. I realized I was missing something more important. If Maggie had other Christmases with Joe's friends, she couldn't have just met them like I thought. I thought that Maggie might have emotional issues that made her attach herself to people she barely knew. But I didn't think Maggie was actually crazy enough to imagine that she knew them before. I didn't want to ask, so I acted normally until I left. When I went home, I went through Maggie's Facebook. She wasn't lying. She's not crazy. I found a ton of photos with Joe and Kate going back a decade. From what I can figure out, they all went to college together. Joe and Maggie were big brother and little sister in a co-ed frat size sorority, and Maggie and Kate were roommates. I also found pictures of Maggie as a bridesmaid in Joe and Kate's wedding, and pictures of Maggie holding their newborn children. So they are obviously close friends who have known each other for a long time. All of Maggie's baby makes perfect sense now that I know all this. I think this whole thing is my fault. I have ADHD, and I don't know how to handle it well. I've had issues when people are talking to me for a while where I start zoning them out. I've been caught out for this before. I think it's pretty likely Maggie did tell you about Joe and Kate, and I just wasn't listening. Maggie hasn't actually done anything wrong or crazy, so I think it's more like that I wasn't listening when Maggie explained instead of this being a trick. This was a pretty big wake-up call for her. I've been ignoring my problem because I didn't want to face the fact that it was serious, but I know I need to do something before I make any more mistakes. I'm going to start by looking for a therapist. Now, yeah, that makes me start to think. Yeah, I understand about ADHD and whatnot because my boyfriend is ADHD autistic. So, my boyfriend does zone out sometimes. I just don't know if it's at the wrong time or something. I hope not. But yeah, I totally get it. Yeah, he just wasn't paying attention. I mean, like, wow. You need to pay attention more, dude. You got to. You got to. You gotta get a therapist to help you learn how to not zone out so much. Sorry. Sorry for not paying attention to that. My cat is crazy right now. I wish I could show you, but I can't where my kitty is. Well, it's actually my sister's cat, but I live with my family for now. Yeah. This is the last story. It's called My Boss Just Asked Me Not to Wear One Normal Pants to Work and Then Never Been Angrier. I wear normal pants to work. Our dress code is business casual, and I got myself sized by a reputable tailor. All my slacks and chinos are from normal brands you'd find at Macy's and are normal size relaxed fit. However, yesterday my boss called me to her office, told me I would no longer be allowed to wear the pants I normally wear to the office and would have to wear something less revealing. Apparently my bulge is inappropriate for the workplace. I have a normal size wanker. I actually effing measured it to make sure I wasn't crazy, and I'm pretty close to US average. Will a woman with large breasts be told she can't wear anything but baggy clothes? Would she be told by her boss that she must wear nothing but restricted sports bras to work? I doubt it, especially in my workplace where women 2 seats down from me wear far more provocative clothing than my damn slacks. I asked her, what should I wear instead? These are my size. She said, just go buy you something looser or get a bigger size. I'm not rebuying my entire collection of work pants. Go ahead and report me to HR. Let's see them try and fire me for having too much of a wanker. Edit. To clarify what that women have been told to cover up quite a bit in the workplace, I'm not dismissing that. Just highlighting the very visible double standard bodily expression in my workplace. Edit 2. People have been asking to see my pants. Here's the exact pants I wore on the day of the incident. And these are pants. See? They're normal. I can't even see a bulge. see the normal pants. I don't even see a bulge. I mean, like, you know, I see wrinkles. You should get it wrinkled out, but straight out, but nothing revealing. Final day, 5 days later. I made a post a bit back about an insane demand from my boss. So she told me that my pants are too revealing that they showed a bolt. They did not. Then she told me that I needed to replace my work pants. If you want to read my original post, you can find here. After dwelling a little bit, to recap what advice I got from my original story, here it is. Go talk to HR. Never talk to HR. Go talk to a lawyer. Lawyer waste your time. Your pants are fine. You need new pants. She wants to bang you. She hates you. After drawing a little bit on my options, I settled for a middle-of-the-road approach. I contacted 2 well-known lawyers in my area and got a consultation from them about my situation. They both thought that while I was sexually harassed, the case was bulletproof, as there was little evidence and no pattern of abuse. They then also warned me about going to HR without any evidence, as it can cascade to me losing my job in an unexpected way. Fine. Since I need evidence and apparent abuse, I first want to read up on what standards my company has set for management when it comes to dealing with sexual harassment. I requested from our online learning catalog to take sexual harassment and tough conversation courses that are normally required only for managers. In the conversations module, there's a scenario where a male supervisor needed to ask a female employee to correct her work outfit as it did not meet the company's dress code. The module in plain English states that the supervisor is not to intervene and to refer the issue to HR. I assume that the inverse of female supervising a female supervisor reprimanding a male's outfit would follow the same standards. I did send an email to my boss actually to follow up on our previous conversation. I wrote, to boss, I want to clarify some things regarding our previous conversation. Please confirm whether or not my understanding of statements is correct. My pants violated our dress code by being too tight, revealing my balls. The issue pertains to all my pants, not a specific subset of my wardrobe. This is a requirement from management and not a request. Please get back to me. Sincerely, OP. It took over a full work day, but the response I got was, to OP. Yes, I did tell you to fix your wardrobe. This is not a request. Boss. I immediately replied, to boss. If management is demanding that I replace such a large amount of work clothing, it must be done at the expense of company name. Please let me know if this is possible, as we will have to work something else out. Sincerely, OP. We will have to work something else out if it isn't. Sincerely, OP. Our response later was, to OP, this can be done, but I must be with you to supervise your shop. Check my schedule for availability. Good Lord. Sounds she wants to bang you, so we seem less crazy. I backed up the emails to a personal account and sent everything to HR. Less than 2 hours later, I received a phone call asking me to come to HR immediately and drop my work unless it was time critical. I complied, and I complied. I was told that they taking this matter very seriously, and I should take the rest of the day off. I came back to work today, and boss is gone. I was told right before lunch that she had been placed on administrative leave pending a full vacation, and I shouldn't worry. It's against company policy to engage in any form of professional retaliation. I see her now like a king on a porcelain throne, thinking about my victory during my post-lunch. Bye-bye, boss lady. Too long, didn't read. Boss secretary asked about my non-existent pants balls in the minute she takes me shopping to replace all my pants. She's now probably going to be fired. Ah ha 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 ha. Your boss wanted to bang you. Bang you. And instead, she got banged out of a job. I hope she learns from this, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, like, I hope she gets fired. But most likely she will be fired, and she'll also never learn unless she'll just keep doing this at other places. Until she finds a place that's good for her. Where she can sexually harass people and people won't have anything to say to her. So, please rate, subscribe, and comment down below whatever you want me to do next. Okay, bye.